Good day, Lords and Ladies, and welcome back to Hard West as we press on. Let's try going to the woods mill. Right, we are affected by hunger. Let's try to get some sleep. The sawmill is managed by Malcolm Topper, a man of few words and quick habits. If you could stomach the unpleasant sounds he made when spitting through his teeth, you could make a deal. Right, what do we need? Bale of wood. So we need 6. No, we don't need. Actually, it may just be worth getting. What do we need? 8. We've got food provisions, bloodberry. Right, so it's cash. Right, so all our characters are hungry. How do we actually feed people in this? Oh great, well we were supposed to do it back on that screen. I wish they had told me that. So you've got piercing ammunition. That's not too bad. Elephant rifle, musket. The musket's nice actually. We'll get the extra ammunition, the piercing ammunition. Right, so everyone's going to be affected by hunger, which sucks. Yeah. Right, so go back to the ghost town. In the wood shop. So let's see what we can make. Right, we can do an eagle figure. So it's 2 bales. So we can do Undertaker cards to figure out of an eagle, a symbol of marksmanship. Let's try that. Alright, got an eagle figurine. Well, that actually takes us time. Oh, dang. Okay. So that's going to be the mechanic, is it? Yeah, I can get the feeling that's what the mechanic is. So we've got that. It increases aim. Increases aim. Right, okay. I mean, we could try and do the dead, but we'd need to... I don't think we have enough time left. Because we need to have gin, and we need to have sacks of tobacco, and we'd need to have doses of opium. Let's try and get some better weapons. Right, Undertaker is starving. Right, yeah, let's just feed people up. Wait, hold on. How do we have... Okay, okay, they're back to normal. We have limited supplies of food. There's a bridge there. Let's try and trade. Can we get provisions? Okay, so we can get food provisions here. Okay. So we're good. Bone amulet. I need the money. Right. We still haven't been to the gin mill. We still haven't been to the crossroads. So let's go to this bridge. A one-handed man sat at the entrance of the bridge, wrapped in a poncho. He recognised Harrington, who introduced himself to the rest of the posse. The Bloody Bill had been a successful bounty hunter before he lost his hand, and he and Harrington had some history. He offered to teach the posse what he called a handy trick for free. It wasn't cheap, even the discount rate he said he was giving them. Okay, let's pay him. He took Bill an entire day to teach the trick. In the end, only one person was able to grasp the complexity of it. The battle of the bandit hunter took to the road of a lot richer. Okay, so we got a card for this, did we? Actually, that's not too bad. Red Joker is a really useful card to get. So what does that give us? Extra HP, extra defense, and more luck. So we can give it to him. Right, okay. Right, so now we're broke. I need to sell some stuff. Right, what don't I need? Got nothing to sell there. Coca leaf, I don't need that. Probably had to sell the wood or make a loss on that. That's not fantastic. We'll sell both of these just because I won't use the drafted things. Okay, so it's not going to give us that amount. So there's no haggling in this game, which sucks. Right, we need to go to... What have we got? We've got the Fate Trader up there. We've got the Crossroads. Group met a wandering salesman going by the name of Rasmanti. Everyone called him the Russian. His wares consisted of so many oddities and luxuries it made one wonder about his former owner, whether they were still alive. Right, okay. So he's got the same stuff. We need to get to the Hermit's hut. The posse encountered a wounded man in the town in civil war uniform. Delirious, he seemed to think he knew the Undertaker and kept calling him Thomas Marshall. He spoke of the war spoils hidden in our safe, assuring the Undertaker that it was secure inside a rotten oak at the base of a hill in the southeast. He said the cleric who last changed the combination vanished, though the rumours said he was hiding in the mountains. After saying his story, the man looked relieved, as though he had just relinquished a heavy burden. His breathing became slower, as a placid smile stole over his countenance. 10 minutes later, he was dead. A thin column of acid smoke rose from the Sabby hut, home of Emperors the Hermit. He greeted the posse with a tired voice, telling them he'd already know why they had come. The Undertaker asked if Empus knew how to lift the curse. The Hermit turned his milky eyes towards the Undertaker. He mentioned 3 individuals that could help. The first was the old seamstress, a voodoo priestess who lived somewhere in the swamps. The second was Red Coyote, an Indian shaman. He was a fretful man, but strong in traditions of his ancestors. He lived to the west of the foot of the mountains. The last but not least was the Reverend Asmore, who no one had seen for some time. Everest said the Undertaker should seek out Jingle Tommy, the proprietor of the opium smoking room, for more information. Right, so we got some more cards. What do we get? The Joker. Okay. And that's not fantastic. That gives us 2 pair. Gets his aim up though to 75. Right, so some... Learn about Reverend Aspen, the opium den. Safe location, that would probably be somewhere I want to go. Caravan as well, perhaps. Problem is, the longer I spend looking at stuff, the more money I churn through. Yeah, everybody's hungry. Go to sleep. Alright, the Undertaker visited the caravan, loosely knit a group of people who never stayed in one place for long. This was either because they were always looking for new sources of revenue, or because eventually the locals would tire of their scams and inflated prices. For all their faults, however, they had the best supplies of liquor, tobacco and opium in the 100 miles. Yeah, so their food is massively more expensive. Okay, tobacco, Shaman's pipe. Right. Let's go to the safe location. The group met a wandering salesman going by the name... Okay, that's the Russian. His words consider right, oddities and lens. I thought this was supposed to be the safe location. Okay, there we go. After hours of searching, the posse found the place the old soda had spoken of, a rotten oak at the base of the hill. Excited, they looked inside the oak. There was a giant steel safe full of treasure. It had a round, rotating 3-step lock. The code consisted of 5 rotations, each with a alternative direction. The Undertaker attempted to crack the safe. The tumbler was set at 00. Okay. Right, so we can't fix that. That's going to be a pain. The gin mill, we've been to plantation. That won't get us anything. We could try the opium den. If the guy in charge of the information has gone missing, then he'll be at the opium den probably. The opium den was a rare business which would increase profit while displaying the omnipresent misery of the customers. The room was filled with beggars, cowboys, and foreigners of all kinds. A Chinaman was dozed off behind a table opposite to the entrance. It could only be Jingle Tommy. So yeah, he's got just normal stuff. The Undertaker asked Jingle Tommy about Reverend Ashmore. Jingle Tommy smiled without opening his eyes and spoke in a lifting near whisper. The Reverend was supposed to arrive at the railway road station a few days ago. Jingle Tommy had found something to occupy him while he waited. Right, we've got another card. What's that? Ace of Diamonds, actually, to be honest. I'd rather have that. Give him a 3 of a kind so his luck is up. And then we can focus on this bloke. He's not a prominent character like the other two, so I'm not worried about him as much. Right, so what's that? Abandoned wagons. Hideouts. Railway station. Let's try the hideout. The group went to wandering. Yeah, okay, that's the same thing. I don't want your stuff, mate. The tracks led into 2 ruined buildings on a hill overlooking the river. Inhuman laughter and howling emanated from the compound. Harrington could scout ahead, return to report that the compound was inhabited by men following the orders of an insane cultist they called the Mad King. Ashmore was here, though dead or alive was anyone's guess. Okay, so we could get Ashmore. He was supposed to be at the railway station. So what's the abandoned wagon? Yeah, I know. The group found a damaged wagon. After investigating, Harrington determined it had come from the west but had been intercepted by people coming from the north. The people from The people then took one person from the wagon and rode back where they had come from. The wagon had several interesting items, but the weather was deteriorating by the minute. A very sandstorm looked to be brewing. Grab the immediately available items and run from the sandstorm. We got some food rations, opium, bottle of liquor, 10 of spades. So he can have that, to increase that up. So we know he's there. What's at the railway station, I wonder? Right, everyone is hungry. Right. So we get that done. The Iron Globetrotter station building was deserted, but a small hut with a mortar and pestle sign stood nearby. A notice on the wall said merchant trader called Protection was due to arrive in the morning. Let's enter the medical hut. The Sabby house was inhabited by a local medic, a dirty sleeping man who didn't socialise. Apparently just people were too poor to afford healing, but he refused to work for free. Waited for a while. Right, so we know the Iron Globetrotter station building was deserted but small yet. Let's take it on the train. Protection was heavily armoured vehicle armed with Gatling guns and a contingent of guards. It belonged to a mysterious entrepreneur known as the Protector and was used to mobile shop for high value transactions. Jacobson Price ran sales. Bulletproof vest, that's nice, but we don't have the money for it and we don't have anything. I'm going to sell the opium right now. What else do we want? Sell the liquor because I need more money. Right. I just need cash to buy food, to be honest. Right. Let's head to the medic's house. He's not at the train station, so he's going to be at the hideout. Yeah, let's go to the hideout and get that done. Right, let's get ready to fight people. Asmore was here, dead or alive, was anyone's guess. Right. He hasn't got anything to heal himself, does he? Right, you can have the mandrake root and we'll give you the berries. The Undertaker and Harrington arrived at the Man King's hideout. They were looking for the Reverend Asmore.
The Undertaker and the Bounty Hunter approached the abandoned sawmill. They needed to find Reverend Ashmore, hopefully more alive than dead. They would either stumble into him by chance in one of the buildings, or beat the truth out of the Mad King.
Right, we need to get supplies. Before anything else, we need food. So let's get going. Let's see if we can get this done in good time. Right. You get up here and see what we're looking at. Right, so you're covering that, you're covering that, you're covering that. So we're going to have to swerve around the... Yeah, if we want to do this easily, we're going to have to go around the back of it. Right, okay. Right. So you're covering that. Probably our best bet is to try and get the supplies and just beat the truth out of the cult leader.
The crate contained much-needed food supplies.
Right, yeah, we just gotta have to do it this way then. Right. Let's keep going. We can't search for places without starting a fight, and I want to get all the food first. He's covering that approach, so we're going to have to slip through. Can we even slip? Oh, we can. It's going to take us ages to do it, though. Okay. This may be a long episode, folks. Or what I might do is I might just split it in half. Like I did with the previous one, was have it at half an hour, and then basically we'll continue it in the next episode, which isn't fantastic, I know, but it's better than the alternatives. Right. So he's looking out there. Oh, there's no easy way to get for us to get that food supply. And there's someone covering that door as well. Okay. Alright. Always making my... Right, let's try and get this done then. So she's covering that. Is there a way for me to get through here? So I really want this food. Great. I mean, if push comes to shove, I can just fight my way through them, so I might just have to... The thing is, the food for me at the moment is like massively pressing, so I need to get it no matter what, so I'm going to have to actually stop subduing people, which sucks. Because I don't know if I can. Because he's guarding that approach, yeah. Okay. Right, so he's up there, she's covering that angle, he's covering, so we can't even get to that without having to take them all hostage. But what we could do is get to here. You... No, okay. How's his range of vision? If I get him to here, will it trigger it? No, it will not. Okay. That's good to know. You can go back this way. I don't know how on earth we're going to get that provision. You, boy, need to get here. And be super careful with it. You need to get here. We need to figure out how on earth we're going to try and get the last amount of food. Yeah, this is going to be a 2-episode bit, unfortunately, folks. Because there's 2 people... I don't think we can walk around the back either. And they've got double people guarding that. I think they're well, he's not being covered, so we could walk... Theoretically, we could walk someone around the back, take those 2 out, get the food. Okay, but it would take a whole group to do that.
More food was found. A blessing indeed.
Right, okay. To do that, we need to get all the way down here. Problem is, once we start taking people hostage, it's going to become a lot harder to actually do anything. Right, so he's there. I need to seal his. I need to see his. I can't see where his stupid line of sight is. Notice someone there. Right. The problem is, this takes just time just doing this. Right, line of sight, cone of sight.
The 3rd crate was also packed with rations.
Right, so we've got that. We'll get up here. So we can actually, in fact, sneak around the back. That's good to know. We have to be sneaky about it, though, because we can't afford to allow the AI to walk us into a path where we will get tripped up and killed. Right, with that accomplished, you can go back the way you came. It's going to be a long time for us to do that. Right, but we should, in theory, be able just to walk straight past them. In theory. Right. So he's not covered, so we can take him, and the 3rd person grabs the supplies. But for that to work, we need to have the 3rd person in the group. Okay. He needs to be here. Phew, that was tough. Right, okay. He needs to walk to here, he needs to walk to here. End your turn. He needs to walk all the way around here. The problem is, once we actually lock in to taking people hostage, we're not going to have any room to maneuver. So we're going to just have to start blamming people. get everything set up, and we'll get the last supplies, and then I'll call it quits on the episode. Those guys are in position. Get around here. Right, get you in position here so you can. And that's where we're going to end it today, ladies and gentlemen. We'll kick off the whole getting the final bit of supplies and moving on with the main story next time. I've been Cornish-knight. If you have liked, please press the like button. If you wish to subscribe, please press the subscription button. You can follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on Steam, you can leave a comment in the comment section and I'll get back in contact with you. And as always, this has been Hard West, I've been Cornish-knight, and I shall see you all next time. Goodbye.